Right, now the trade of the day within the oil and chemical and gas sector is...
Look, I think we've got to go with Sasol, but let's explain why. I knew you were going to cast your head down and say, come on, really? But the idea here is that with this portfolio, we're not only trying to do short-term trades. In fact, I would say we're specifically trying to avoid super short-term trades. What we want to do is build up a portfolio in our hot stocks account at Global Trader, which has got long exposures without excessive gearing. And I think you've got to have some Sasol in a portfolio like this, given that long-term success story, the conversion of Sasol's technology to turning natural gas, which is in global supply, plentiful supply, particularly in North America, into transport fuels, of which there's an almost insatiable human demand.
Well, of course, every man, woman and dog agrees with you in the South African investment universe. You obviously bought into this story as well.
Yeah.
There's you weren't forced into the decision.
No, we own quite a lot of Sasol in our portfolios. We're quite overweight. It's just undemanding multiples, a 9 PE, 5% dividend yield, and there's some good growth. I mean, there, gas to liquids plants in Canada and in America, and a new ethane cracker. You can see good growth coming through over the next few years.
When we say long term, what are we talking about, Paul? How long term are we going?
What we do with hot stocks is we rotate through the stocks on a sectoral basis. So normally we would be talking about this sector every sort of 2 to 3 months, but I see no reason why we wouldn't enter this position and basically keep it, because it's the kind of stock which stands out. I was quite close to saying that I thought Omnia was also interesting, so maybe next time we'll add this one. But I think this could actually be a larger portfolio position for us. And one which
Sasol's a larger
exactly, because sometimes
position.
we stand here on the show and we're like sort of forced to pick, I don't know, Ilovo Sugar, because we're talking about the food companies, and that's a relatively minor side interest. But for me, Sasol, big cap with a great story like that, something we would want to have more exposure to, and that's where
I'm going to give you an underpin for that portfolio that you're going to be judged on.
Exactly.
So see those results coming
these
through.
shots you can see up behind us, that's where we'll go onto the trading platform and actually do the trade, work out how many stocks we ought to have, go long the thing, and then you put in the stop losses and all of that stuff. But we make those nice and wide because we anticipate being in the position for a long time.
So generally this stock, Sasol, is for the bottom draw. That's really what we're saying. This is a long-term hold. It's a good basis for any portfolio. Yeah,
look, I mean, if you had to buy a share and hold it for 10 years, Sasol would be one of them.
But we do think that there could be some, sort of steps. I mean, a plan or an announcement that they got approval to build at Lake Charles, a plant which was going to then be getting lots of media attention in the US. Because remember, Sasol is listed on the New York Stock Exchange with share code SSL in an ADR program. So one of the challenges that David Constable has is to get more global investors owning the stock, not only the South African guys that you accuse of loving the stock too much.